I'm sorry for insulting you, for saying you were never good enough, for saying you didn't deserve to feel any love. I'm sorry for never supporting you, for neglecting your mental and personal health. This is an apology to myself and how cruel I was to myself all throughout high school. It was the month of last year, June, the month of my birthday. Though I never make a big deal out of my birthday, this one was a special one for me. I just became part of my school's grad committee. I was in a relationship for the first time. All the negative thoughts I usually have just froze that day. I was smiling and beaming with laughter. The juxtaposition of how I felt that day compared to a week later always astonishes me. What mattered was how I was going to pick myself back up mentally. It doesn't actually matter what actually happened, but just knowing that I was going to be okay. I remember feeling so numb. I was a walking corpse who couldn't see any purpose in their life. I only came to school for commitments and exams. I just felt so terrible about this whole thing. But eventually, I realized I had to pick myself back up. It took a lot of support, time, and a boatload of ice cream. In the end, I found it to be a victory. All throughout high school, I've just been so unkind to myself. Unfortunately, I learned that there was something calming about self-harming. It was such a surreal experience, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't give me control since everything was going out of my grasp. I not only was hurting my biggest supporter, but I was projecting my anger for others on myself. I had so much built-up anger towards everything that wronged me that I didn't realize I needed to fix my own issues first. I realized the anger I had towards someone else was an underlying reflection of the anger I had towards me. When you forgive someone who's just wronged you so terribly in life, you realize the heavy burden that hatred carries. When you have so much hatred in your heart, there's just so much negativity there, there's not any positivity left. Spend the passion of hatred and use it to love yourself. I remember I was so set on being stuck in a void of sadness that I was overlooking any opportunity to pull myself out of this slump. I thought, wow, no one would ever like me again, and that I was destined to be on this ever-long road of misery. I was just so set on being mad at the world that I was overlooking anything that could actually benefit me. All throughout high school, I would get comments by people, and I took it the wrong way because I was just so blinded by negativity. Whenever someone would say to me, "Oh, Beatriz, you're so weird, you're so kooky," I'm not gonna lie, I was actually pretty hurt by these comments. But now I've just kind of learned to embrace it because at least they thought about me enough to give me a name. I thought a lot of me had died last June. Not my sense of humor, of course. My sense of humor was just something that kept me going as I realized I like making myself and others around me laugh. Some days, I would be so concerned of how I looked to how I didn't care to wake up to see another day. There was never actually a balance. This was when I realized that time will be the greatest medicine. Time is a virtue, and I'm so proud of myself that I allowed myself to be patient with it. When I was going through my times of sadness, I hated waking up in the morning because I thought the world was just so cruel. It felt like this for a bit till it didn't hurt anymore. When you go through something traumatic, it forces you to live in your grief and then opens up your eyes. I had to ask myself if I was even capable of feeling better. A big power that people often overlook is the power to be willing. Are you willing to get treated poorly by others? Are you willing to make that change that will uplift you? Or are you unwilling to gift yourself the knowledge that you are worthy? I chose to be willing, and it's probably going to be the best decision I'd make. Personal growth was just something I didn't think I needed because I was so caught up in living in the moment. When you go through something hard like loss of a loved one, breakup of a relationship, it teaches you a little bit about yourself. How you pick yourself back up to how you live for a while. I decided, you know what, I want to be willing to put myself back out there again. I realized that I was going to be always capable of learning from my past and mistakes, and that even if it might happen again, I was going to get through it. Life is a long race, and you're going to have to face so many obstacles. And you're going to need a supporter every second of that time. And that person is going to have to be you. So be kind to yourself. If things don't go your way, forgive yourself. You're only ever going to have yourself, really. I realized it shouldn't be up to other people to drive my love and ambition for myself, as only I can do that. The art and journey towards self-love is the longest one you will ever have because achieving it will fully take a lifetime. I decided I wanted to do this talk because it was my last year of high school. And when I was going through a period when I thought, wow, nothing is ever going to work out for me, I would have needed to hear this. If you are going through a battle about the self-love you deserve, it's okay to lose the battle, actually. What matters is that you are going to win this war against all these negative thoughts in your head, and that you're only going to come out of this a stronger person. If you feel like you haven't done much with your life, but you've gone through some type of hardship, and you're just taking it day by day, not only are you winning, not only are you thriving, but you are also flourishing. Thank you.